taking a very important topic in this video, pollen pistil interaction, PPI. Is it okay? So we are going to study a very important topic today, that is pollen pistil interaction. Understand what is pollen pistil interaction. All the events from the deposition of pollen on the stigma till the entry of the pollen tube into the ovule. See beta, we are going to start from where? All the events will be included in this. We are going to start where? We are going to start from the deposition of pollen on the stigma. The first event will be when the pollen gets deposited on the stigma. Till we are going to study the events till where? From first I told you deposition of pollen on the stigma. We are going to study it till the entry of the pollen tube into the ovule. Till the pollen tube enters the ovule. So starting from deposition of pollen on the stigma till the entry of the pollen tube into the ovule. All these events collectively are what we call as PPI, that is pollen pistil interaction. This is a very important part of fertilization of angiosperms because this interaction decides the compatibility or incompatibility of pollen and pistil. Why this is such an important phenomena? Pollen pistil interaction is a very important phenomena. It's a very important part of fertilization of angiosperms because it decides or it determines the compatibility or incompatibility of pollen and pistil. This process involves many steps like pollen recognition, then followed by inhibition or promotion of pollen. Pollen recognition, that means first recognizing, identifying pollen, and then after that deciding whether to inhibit or promote the pollen. Whether inhibition means if the pollen is not suitable, it is not correct, then to inhibit it, to stop its growth or entry. And promotion of the pollen means to facilitate the pollen interaction if the pollen is of the right kind. So basically it involves pollen recognition. After recognition it is followed either by pollen inhibition or pollen promotion. There are many steps in pollen pistil interaction. The first I'll tell you is recognition of the compatible pollen. The first step in pollen pistil interaction, if it comes you need to write in steps. The first is, what is the first step? Recognition of compatible pollen. Now who is going to recognize whether the pollen is compatible or not? It is the pistil which has the ability to recognize and accept the right kind of pollen, which is known as the compatible pollen. Now when we say compatible pollen, it means the right pollen, the suitable pollen. So who is going to recognize whether the pollen is right, it is compatible or not? It is pistil. Pistil has the ability to recognize and accept the right kind of pollen, which we generally call as a compatible pollen. And it also rejects the pollen grains which are incompatible, whether they are of the same species or if they are the different species. So whether to accept or to reject, whether this depends on whom? This depends upon the pistil. Pistil has the ability to recognize, it will accept the right kind of pollen, that means it will accept the compatible pollen and it will reject the incompatible pollen. Now how does this happen? See beta, we need not go into depth, but you just need to know that there is a continuous process where mediation or interaction takes place by chemical components of the pollen. They keep interacting with the pistil. The chemical components of the pollen, the interaction continues. It's kind of a dialogue. Okay, continuous dialogue where the chemical components of the pollen interact with that of the pistil. After this interaction, after the interaction of the chemical components of the pollen with the pistil decides which pollen is correct, that means which pollen is compatible. And after the correct pollen is recognized or after the compatible pollen is recognized, then the pistil starts promoting the post-pollination events, that means it will lead to fertilization. So this promotion of post-pollinating events only starts once the pistil has recognized the correct kind of pollen, that means it has recognized the compatible pollen. So the first step I told you in pollen pistil interaction was what? It was selecting the compatible pollen. Then moving on to the second step. This is growth of the pollen tube. The second step in PPI is growth of the pollen tube. Now, the pollen grains, first they reach the receptive stigma by pollination. It could be any agent. Now, these pollen, after reaching the stigma, they get attached to the stigma. After they reach the pollen, they get attached to the stigma and they start absorbing water. Because they are absorbing water, they swell up. So, after this compatible pollination, that means the pollen grains which germinated on the stigma, they swell up and then they start producing the pollen tubes. The content of the pollen grain then moves into this tube. after the pollen tube has produced or has grown up, then all the contents, the main contents of the pollen grain, they move to this pollen tube. This pollen tube will go through the stigma, the style. How does it go through the stigma and style? It keeps on secreting some enzymes that digest them. Is it okay? So this pollen tube will grow through the stigma, then it will grow through the style. How will it grow? It will secrete enzymes that digest them. Now we said, and we have done in earlier videos also, that some pollen are shed at 2-cell stage and some are shed at 3-cell stage. Now let's find out the difference, what happens, difference in pollen pistil interaction if the pollen is shed at a 2-cell stage and if it is shed at a 3-cell stage. Plants that shed the pollen in the 2 stage, the generative cell divides and forms 2 male gametes during the growth of the pollen tube in the stigma. When the pollen tube is growing in the stigma, it is during when the pollen tube is growing in the stigma, it is that time that the generative cell will divide and form 2 male gametes. See, we know this, that in 2-cell stage, the generative cell is not yet divided into 2 male gametes. So, of course, the generative cell divides into 2 male gametes, but this process happens when? It happens during the growth of the pollen tube in the stigma. However, in plants that shed the pollen at 3-cell stage, we know that pollen right from the beginning, it is already carrying how many gametes? It is carrying 2 male gametes. So, whether it is a 2-cell stage or it is a 3-cell stage, we ensure that the 2 male gametes are being carried. Now, after reaching the ovary, what happens? The pollen tube can enter through many modes. Let's see what. The pollen tube can either enter the ovary through the micropylar end. If this is what we call it as porogamy, P-O-R-O-G-A-M-Y, porogamy. If the pollen tube is entering the ovule through the micropylar end, it is termed as porogamy. If it is entering through the chalaza, then we call it as chalazogamy. Or if it is entering through funicle or integuments, then it is called as mesogamy. So there are 3 options how pollen tube enters the ovule. Either porogamy, chalazogamy or mesogamy. In porogamy, the pollen tube enters the ovule through the micropylar end. In chalazogamy, the pollen tube enters the ovule through chalaza. And if the pollen tube enters through funicle or integuments, it is known as mesogamy. Now, it then enters one of the synergids. After it has entered the ovule, it will enter one of the synergids through filiform apparatus. You know that this filiform apparatus is present at the micropylar end. Now, after it has entered the ovule, it will enter the synergids, one of the synergids, through filiform apparatus. This filiform apparatus, you should know, it is present at the micropylar end, and this apparatus directs the growth of the pollen tube. How? By secreting some chemical substances. So, the growth of the pollen tube is being controlled by or being directed by the filiform apparatus. And how does it do this? By secreting some kind of chemical substances. So, all these events collectively are what we call as pollen pistil interaction. Or what are they called? Pollen pistil interaction. That means event right from deposition of pollen on the stigma till the entry of the pollen tube into the ovule. We studied how the first pistil will decide whether a pollen is compatible or not. Once it gets a compatible pollen, then pollen tube starts growing. How the pollen tube will grow in 2-cell stage, what happens in 3-cell stage, what happens, and how the pollen tube enters into the ovule either by porogamy or by chalazogamy or by mesogamy, and then it will enter one of the synergids through filiform apparatus. It is this filiform apparatus which will direct the growth of pollen tube by secreting some chemical substances. Thank you.